Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Sunday, the 2nd of March 2025. I hope you are keeping well in as best form as you possibly can be. I shall be playing the Observer Sudoku Puzzle, level unknown, entirely unknown. No guidance as to whether it's going to be easy or difficult. Of course, many of our difficult puzzles turn out to be very easy. Not usually the other way around, though. But anyway, we have no guidance on that. I've just woken up after having woken up a couple of times in the night. One time that I woke up. This is not going to make any sense if you don't know anything about British television in the 1970s, I think it was, or 70s, I guess. Then you might not know what I'm talking about. But I woke up with this in the middle of the night with this really weird idea. As the US dismantles its government and goes fully fascist right in front of our eyes, I was thinking, what might happen? Europe could go to war, Britain could go to war with Russia. It's possible. I mean, it's kind of unthinkable, right? We don't even like to imagine it, but the way things are going, it could happen. Thailand might boot me out. I mean, Thailand would be very quick to boot out anybody who's at war, I think. Or rather, let me rephrase that. If it's within Thailand's, if Thailand felt it was of benefit, they would kick out citizens of whatever country they wanted. If they felt that it would benefit that country, so I wouldn't be welcome here. Maybe if there was a war, full-blooded war in Europe, I suspect. And I could imagine going back to the UK. First of all, I could hardly live in the UK anymore. The weather itself would be just too bad for me. But trying to imagine it. But I was thinking, well, I'd be too old. I'm already 63, so thank goodness I'd be too old to fight in a regular army. And I don't think I actually could. I almost signed the peace pledge when I was a young man. I don't think I could ever shoot another human being. I just don't think I just couldn't do it. I just think I wouldn't be able to shoot another human being. It just was beyond my capability. But of course, there was the Home Guard for old people who were trying to do their best to protect Britain. And of course, this was based on an actual thing. But the TV series Dad's Army was a comedy based on the ridiculous characters of the Home Guard. I mean, I'm sure the real Home Guard were quite certainly much better than the characters in this television program. But it ran for years and years and was repeated for many years after. This is such a famous TV series. If you are British of a certain age, you will definitely know that. You will definitely know Dad's Army. You may be too young, but if you are at least kind of, I don't know, 40 years old, or probably maybe even younger than that, you must have seen reruns that they were doing for years and years. But I was trying to figure out which character would I be in this in this program. Well, obviously I wouldn't be Pike. Pike was the kind of tall younger one who was very kind of weak. Well, that might fit me. I am quite tall and I am quite weak. But he was really dumb, a stupid boy, as Captain Mannering always used to say, and so I don't think it will that kind of fits me. Captain Mannering. Well, I wouldn't be Captain Mannering because I don't see myself as a natural born leader. The people who like to be the boss, Captain Mannering always had a false sense of himself. He figured he was the natural born leader, and there are people like that, and that's definitely not me. I'm definitely not the Captain Mannering type. There was Fraser, who was, we're doomed, and that's just not me either. It might feel like that when you watch these videos. I know quite often I'm presenting bad news, and it sounds like I'm being very pessimistic, and actually in real life I'm not. When I'm not on this channel, I'm actually a very optimistic person, so I can't be Fraser, although I might be able to do the accent. And who else? We had Joe, who was the Spiv. Do you remember Joe with the moustache? Now, there are definitely people like this, like traders, natural bond market traders. I've met so many people like this in my life at various points, what should I say, various statuses, actually, like low level and high level status. There are definitely people like this in the world, and I'm definitely not one of them. One of these, I can make money from anything. I can do it. I can be a trader. I'm going to get money out of this. They see that, they have that kind of natural business instinct. That is definitely not me. When I was a kid watching it, Godfrey was my favourite. He was my favourite character. He was the kindly uncle who always used to say, "My sister Dolly." He was lovely. I loved him I thought he was he was a TV grandpa or something. I never knew any grandfathers, but I thought if I could have one, it would be him. He was really great. I thought he was definitely my favourite character. But he's too kindly as well. I think I'm not that kindly, and also a bit doddery, and I hope I'm not going to be too doddery. So who are we left with? Well, there are two possibilities, and I figured that I might fit into one of these characters. So there's the possibility of Arthur, the Sergeant Wilson. Arthur, that's called Uncle Arthur by Pike. And now, he was a bit posh. Now, I don't fit into that category. I'm not posh. But he was lazy as anything. He was really lazy and avoided doing anything. Now, yes, that could easily be me. I think that's one of my main characteristics. I could avoid doing things if I can. I'll put off until tomorrow what I can rather than doing it today. And he also was, very quite diplomatic at times, and never really wanting to come down on one side or the other. I think in real life, as opposed to this channel, that's more of my character. So I think that's high on the list. The other possibility was the Clive Dunn character, Corporal Jones. I couldn't be a bit butcher. That's not it. But he of course was useless at what he did, and I have a feeling that I could sometimes be as useless as he was at times, at organising things, at getting things wrong, trying to be optimistic, failing, and also very ineffectual at his job. And I don't know, but if it came to military, I mean, I'm not even necessarily effectual what I do. But if I was in the military and trying to organise things, I think I'd be pretty useless at it. So there we are. I'm either Sergeant Wilson or Corporal Jones, one of those two. But please let me never have to be any of those characters. I was thinking, of course, we'd have to change the song to "Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are killing, Mr. Putin?" Right? We'd have to change the lyrics. But anyway, please never let that come to pass. I'm making jokes about it because the situation is really serious, but let's hope it never gets that terrible. All right, shall we get on with our game of Sudoku? As I said, the observer has no indicator of level at the beginning, so we just jump into it and say what we can see. I've got a pair. Now, if this turns out to be an easy level game, pairs will be unneeded, but we've got 7 blocking like this, and we've got 4 blocking down here, 4 there, 4 across there. So we've got a pair of 4 and 7 immediately in those squares there. Is that going to help us in some way? Maybe not. Maybe not yet. Anyway, let's look for some easy numbers first, because that's a bit trickier than looking for just basic easy numbers, which we should probably begin with, like the 2 across here and the 2 up there. I've seen we'll definitely have 2s in those squares there. No, we don't. I take that back. No, we don't. No. forget that last comment. That's not true. We've got 9 across here. That puts 9 into one of these squares blocking across, and 9 down. So we'll get a 9 in. Oops, 9 in that square there. We've got 3 taking care of those 2 squares, so that's got to be a 3 up there. And the last numbers over here are 2, that's blocking there, and I think is a 6 to finish the column. Yeah, a row I should say, sorry. Okay, we've got 6 down here, 6 across here, 6 across there. There's a 6 and a 6 up to the top. That'll give us a 6 in that square. What are we missing in this column? We're looking for 5 and 9. So we've got the 9 blocking there. That will be 9 and that will be 5. And we'll be left here with 1 and 8. So 1 blocking down here gives me 1 in that square. Let's come back up here and we'll get this digit here by working out what goes there, which is 4. And so we see the 4 blocking across there. There's the 4 and the last number here 5. And so we know that that's going to be 9. Alright, so a quick recap. This is 4 and 5, and this is 1 and 8. So the right hand side, we've done quite a bit. We haven't done stuff over here yet. What do we see? Well, we've got 1 blocking those squares there and 1 blocking this square. So in that column there's our 1, and then we've got 1s going across and up to the top, like so. Missing numbers across here, I think, are 2, 6, 8 and 9. 2, 6, 8, 9, 2, 6, 8, 9. Yes, they are. And 6, 8 and 9 are in the same column, so that's going to be our 2 then. This block here is full of pairs, and none of them are the same pairs. But as soon as we get 1 square, we'll get everything else in this block. Or 1 digit, I should say. We'll get all the rest. So fingers crossed on that one. We've got 8 blocking this square, 8 blocking this square. This one here I'm talking about, not that one. And so in this column there is our 8. Seven blocking this square and this square, so in this column there's our 7. The remaining numbers for this column are 4, so when we see the 4 blocking there we know that's the 4, and 5. We don't have 3 or 9 in this row yet, do we? No, and I see 3 and 9 in this block, so that's going to put 3 and 9 into those squares there and give us a 5 in this square here, and that must be a 4. So 4 across here, 4 down there makes that a 4, 4 to the top, and across here and across there means that's our digit 4. Nine blocks this square and this square in this column, so that's the 9. So we're left with 3 or 5 here or there, and also 3 or 5 in that square. Now, if you are a learner, or I mean a beginner, and we're all learners, I suppose. If you are a beginner and you've seen me play unique rectangles, and you've seen me go 3, 5 here, 3, 5 here, 3, 5 here, you might be tempted to say, hey, what about that thing you're always talking about, the unique rectangle? Can't we have a unique rectangle here? And the answer is no, we can't. And the reason is a unique rectangle only works over 2 blocks, not 4 different blocks. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 different blocks. That wouldn't work. A unique rectangle is only true over 2 blocks. For example, this block and this block, or this block and this block. But when you have 4, that's not something you can look for. So watch out for that in case you are a newcomer to Sudoku and have seen this channel before and seen me use the technique that I call, not that I call, that everybody calls unique rectangles. So there we are. We've got 3 blocking across here like this, so that is a 3 in that square. So now we know that's our 5 up there, and we know that's a 5 over there. Now we've got 5 blocking up here and 5 across there. There is our 5. And 5 down here, and I think that could be the last one. Yes. And the missing digit here is 7. So, no, not yet. I was about to say we've got something in here yet. I don't know that we have. This is 1, 2, 3, 9, isn't it? That's missing. No, not yet. 7. Okay. Right, 1 digit to get over here. What are you? What are you? You are a 3. And 3 blocking up will give us 3 in this square here. And then missing digits over here are 6, 7, and 8. We've got 6, 7, and 8 in different rows. So we've got that, but at least we know now that the 8s will be there. So 6. We've got 6 blocking down here, 6 across there. That's our 6. Then we've got 8 blocking down here, so we know that's going to be an 8. And then we can come down here for the last number, which is going to be a 2, because we don't have a 2 in this column yet, and this will be 9. What's left to get? What's this? This is 2 or 4, so we've got the blocking 4 there. There's our 4, there's our 2. Now we can get all this stuff in the middle, because we've got 2 blocking like this, so we know that's a 2. We've got 3 across there, that's a 3. We've got the 7, not 7, we've got the 1 up here, I should say. There's our 1, and the last number to go in is 9. Now we've got 9 to the top here, 9 across there. There is our 9, and at the top, the missing digit is 8. And now we've got a couple of 8s across here, so we can say that you are 8. We've got the 6 across there to say you are 6. And we've got this digit hole to fill here, which is a 7. 7 across there and across there makes that a 7. There's just one more digit to go across here, isn't there? What are you? Are you a 6? Yes, you are. And what are you? You're a 3. And over here we are looking for 1 blocking there. There's our 1, and this will be 8. And that's the end of our Observer Sudoku puzzle for Sunday. And there'll be another one next week. But those are the only ones. The Observer is the only one that doesn't like to guide us as to its perceived level, although some of the others are inaccurate anyway. All right, that's it. Thank you very much. I'll see you later in the day with some other Sudoku puzzles. Bye-bye.